your metabolism is still going. It just soaks up everything that's being poured into it. To your point, I bet you we probably see him at about 240, 245 going into the fall.
Welcome in, Dog Nation and Respect the Hedges family. It's your boy, Coach I. Welcome in to Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network, man. Talking all dogs all the time. I got my guy with me right here, former tight end at the University of Georgia, Javaris Johnson, president of Tailgate Kings. What's going on, JV?
Man, what's going on, Coach I? What's going on, RTH family, man? It feels good to be back into this building with my family. Coach, listen, no Diddy, baby, but I missed you, Coach. I enjoy chopping it up with you, man. It's a pleasure to be back, and I'm ready to talk about these young studs that we got at this position, the most important position on the field. No matter what nobody say or think, the most athletic position on the field. No matter what people may say or think. Let's get to it. Let's get at it, man. Let's talk about these young guys because I'm excited about it.
That's right, man. We're continuing our series, breaking down the class of 2025 players that UGA has gotten. We've done the receivers, we've done the DBs, and the front seven. Now it's time to talk about tight end talk about these tight ends. But before we jump into it, y'all, make sure if you're new to the channel, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and just upcoming announcement, the fellas will be back live next Tuesday, February the 25th. At 8 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Make sure y'all jump in, man. We're gonna talk some spring ball, talking the O-line from the class of 2025 and what the offense might look like this coming year, regardless of who wins the quarterback job. So y'all make sure y'all tuning in for that. Tell a dog to tell 10 more dogs to join us, man, so we can grow this family, man. But we're gonna jump into this thing, man, talking about these two prolific tight ends that we have gotten in this class, JB, man. Listen, I'm excited, dog. Like, just looking at both of these guys, man. Like, honestly, I'm not listen, man, but before y'all jump in the comments, I'm not saying they Darnell Washington and Bowers, but that's what the vibes that they giving me right now. So we're gonna jump in and talk about the number one overall tight end, 247 composite 5-star, Elyiss Williams first, man. JV, tell me what you're feeling about Elyiss Williams.
Man, listen, I had a pleasure of actually seeing this young kid play when Camden County went to North Cobb, played him in the playoffs. And man, you know what? I was impressed with his body. They split him out a lot. He has a good frame. They didn't win that game. He has a good frame though. And then I watched more film on him because I didn't get to see a lot of him and a lot from him that night that showed me what he possibly had to offer. But when I was looking at that film, he looks good, Coach. You know what? A guy that size, I was trying to find my player comparison through the history of tight end U. And to me, man, he reminded me of Leonard Pope.
Okay.
He reminded me of a guy who could move well, had some size on him. Now, this young kid is already 235 pounds. I'm thinking his frame could probably hold a good 255. And what I do like about him is that he's a natural receiver at that size, man. Because, a lot of guys, they kind of look like they forced to catch or they uncomfortable with the catch, whether they have to turn the thumbs out, whether they got to, form the web. This guy does it naturally. It doesn't look like he's trying to think about it. It's effortless. And then when he's moving on the outside, of course, being athletic and whatnot, he moves really well. He doesn't have blazing speed, but when you got a body like that, you got to learn how to use it. And I feel like already at a young age, he already knows how to use his body. I like him, Coach. I like him. I think that we're going to see a lot of good things out of him, but we got a heavy room, so he's going to give him a little bit of development time, even if he doesn't jump in and play right now, because at 235 and the length that he has, he's going to have to really start to get in that weight room a little bit. But I like what he got to work with. His toolbox has a lot of great tools in it.
Right. And I didn't get to see him live, but I did watch some film on him, man. And you're right. He moves well to me for a guy that's 6'7". Like right now, 235, if he can put on that 15 or 20 pounds that you talk about. I mean, just think about it. I'm not saying he's not going to be as agile as LeBron, but that's what we talking LeBron territory as far as physical features. You know what I'm saying? LeBron about 6'8", 255, 260, depending on what night it is. But Elyiss Williams is very impressive. You're right. Natural catcher. Always they spread. Let me tell it. They spread him wide more than they had him in line. You know what I'm saying? At least the film that I watch, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like for a tight end to be able to get up, get out, and get in the routes, man, because he looks like it just comes easy to him, man. So, like you mentioned, I'm glad that he has the guys in front of him because I mentioned Darnell Washington and Bowers earlier. Those guys had to come in and play from the beginning. You know, Darnell was hurt a little bit, but they had to come in and play their freshman year and be counted on. And I'm not saying that Elyiss can't, but I like it when he can come in and you know what I'm saying, get used to it right now. And who knows? I don't know what he's doing in the offseason. He might be already done put on about 10 or 15. We'll get to see in the spring, man. But I'm excited about this kid here, man. So
already enrolled, coach, you know, already on campus. He got that holiday Cheermeister lunch, dinner, and breakfast for the bowl game, for the playoff game. Listen, coach, he's already been there through his first winter workout. He's going to be there through his first spring. He's going to be there through his first summer and going into fall camp. You know, college packs some weight on you if you don't come from a program that allows you and pushes you to lift heavy, eat right, supplement, and take care of your body. When you get into that scenario and you're a young kid, your metabolism is still going. It just soaks up everything that's being poured into it. To your point, I bet you we probably see him at about 240, 245 going into the fall because that's how quickly these kids can pack on that weight, and he's going to need it. And to your point, you know, I said Leonard Pope on his comparison because I was like, he kind of reminds me of a cross between him, Leonard, and you know what I'm saying, Big O, but he just don't have the weight that Big O has.
Right.
And so, you know, I was looking at the fact that he's young. You know, we probably have one of the best tight end rooms in the country. Let's be real about this. You know,
it's a running theme in Athens.
Hey, listen, it's been a running theme for some decades now, man. Let's put respect on decades of tight end excellence at the University of Georgia, man. Starting all the way back with old Mr. K, then going over to my guy, God doggone it, I just went brain dead on him.
Man, you talking about Orson Charles?
Shannon. No, going back to Shannon.
Right. Okay. You talking about Randy Shannon, Benjamin Watson, Leonard Pope, Orson Charles. Man, come on, man.
Listen, we had too many guys, man. We had too many guys. And so when you look at the history of what we had in that college and in that athletic facility, and you look at what we got right now, you can't ever cut anybody short. Now I can't cut nobody short, but I can't put Brock Bowers' name up on anybody's comparison because he on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends.
Right. But it's Brock Bowers and then everybody else.
Hey, look, man, that's coming from a TE, baby. Ain't nothing but respect there. Right. But this young man, Elyiss Williams, man, I'm excited about him just for the simple fact that I think he has a ton of upside. Now that that upside also includes gaining weight and getting stronger because I didn't really see him with his hand in the dirt. And I feel like that's where he's going to be able to make the most progress if he's going to be playing at the University of Georgia, a hand in the dirt type of guy, more so than he's going to be on that outside split out.
Well, you know, our tight ends have to learn, you know, at some point, even if that's not how you use mostly, you still got to be able to put that hand in the dirt and be able to block in line and come in motion and blocking. You know, we did have some at the beginning of the season, we had some questions about that from a lot of our perimeter players this year, and I'm thinking they're going to get that corrected. But so last question on Elyiss before we move on is with Delp, Lucky, and people forget about Jaden Riddell, who's about 6'4", 6'5", 240. Right. Like, do you see a spot where Elyiss, we play a lot of 12 personnel, meaning 2 tight ends, and sometimes 13 if the room deep enough. Do you see a situation where Elyiss gets any meaningful snaps, or does he just play in like a cleanup role and just when we up big and things like that?
Coach, you always one injury away. You always are one injury away from meaningful football, and the season just got extended and just got longer. You know, with the introduction of the playoffs this past year, we see what that looks like. It's going to be injuries. It's going to be nicks. It's going to be bruises. And guys play, man. Listen, freshmen, if you can play ball, you're going to play at some point in time in Kirby's offense, just simply because we play multiple tight ends. We do have some games where we have, opponents who are directional almost in nature, so we want to get guys snaps because we want everybody to be prepared when their number is called. So do I see him getting snaps this year? Listen, coach, I don't know what was going on with my guy Dilt, because I had huge expectations for him early on in the season last year, but he poured it on. He came on real strong at the end of the year, finished 5th on the team in receiving. Right. Consequently, the gentleman who bagged him up, Law Dog Lawson Lucky, finished 4th on the team in receiving. And both of these guys, I feel like, are going to be phenomenal. Then you got Jaden Rendell, who I was extremely excited about last year. Love this young guy. You have this young guy, Elyiss, who just came in this year. He's literally built for the entire offense that we run, which all of these guys are. Do I think he can come in and play? Yeah, but I think that competition going to be hot and heavy. But that's what we always want, because we want that cream to rise to the top. And the only way you get there is putting that iron against iron and seeing who's going to come out the sharpest. So can he play? Yeah, why not?
Right.
But is he going to play? We'll see.
Big facts, man. Good problems to have, man. Good problems to have. Just to let y'all know before we move on, man. The fellas will be back live February 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, man. Doing our live stream thing, talking about spring ball, man, position battles, the O-line recruits from 2025. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with us, because we will be back in full effect, man. But moving on
with
to
your family, people.
That's right. Moving on with the next guy, man. And this guy right here was very impressive to me, Jay. And that's Ethan Barbour, man. Played at Milton High School in Georgia. Yeah, if you have heard of Milton, then it's because they was nationally ranked this year. And also, when we did the wide receiver video, we talk about CJ Wiley, a very coveted wide receiver, played with Ethan at Milton, man. So give me your thoughts on Ethan, man.
Coach. When I say that I have extremely high expectations, extreme high expectations for this young man, I can't say it enough. When I look at that film on Mr. Barbour, Mr. Ethan Barbour, you know what I see, Coach? I see them being Milton, running a lot of their offense through this young man instead of the all-world CJ Wiley on the other side who's playing receiver. Now, he gets a lot of one-on-ones, but he also gets a lot of double teams. Listen, this guy is dynamic without the ball. He runs great routes. He's aggressive. He's a little smaller than the guys that we just talked about, like Elijah. I'm sorry, Elyiss, not Elijah. No disrespect. He's a little smaller than the other guys we already have in that room, but not by much. And I love his aggressiveness coming off the line. I love his aggressiveness. Now, he played a lot of split out tight end too. So both of these guys kind of have that natural pass catching ability. But what I see from him is he has a little bit of a different gear. This guy has some great turnover, and he catches the ball extremely well, extremely natural. Just like I said before with Mr. Williams, but Barbour, man, he catches the ball and he gets gone. Love his acceleration, love his aggressiveness. I do want to see him also kind of work his way into those trenches a little bit, because, look, it's a difference between, and this is going to be something that both of them are going to have to realize when they get to college, right? I know one of the, shout out to my guy, Shawty Parker, man, one of the questions that he always asks guys when we interview them once they've come through the program is, when you first got to school, who's the guy or who are the people that made you step your game up and realize you got to do better and be better?
Right.
Well, when both of these guys get on campus, when they go against some real SEC defensive ends or outside linebackers that are going to be even on their team, they're going to realize they need to get themselves better, because they ain't blocking the third team safety or, 190-pound defensive end no more. So both of these guys are going to realize and have to get into that. They're going to have to just get into the ring, Coach, because that's when they're going to really start to develop. And I think even you saw it. You saw it with Delp. You saw with Big O always was a pretty good blocker. But
right.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing you do realize when you get to college, and both of these guys are coming into college way bigger than I came in. I mean, I went to college.
Came in like a receiver,
almost 200 pounds, 195 pounds. These boys coming in 230. It took me almost
Right.
it took me 6 months to get to 225.
Ethan 6'3", 235, so he already a little, more compact than the other guys, like you said earlier, man. I'm with you on
And
all
he
that,
has
man.
explosiveness, coach.
Right.
He has it. I compared him and coach, I just said you don't compare anybody to the GOAT. You don't compare anybody to the Mr. Mount Rushmore of tight ends. So I didn't. I backed it up a little bit. But this is still not a bad comparison, man. I compared him to Orson Charles.
Facts.
To me, he has that body frame. He has that. I think he has better speed than Orson, though. And it looks like he has better top end speed. So athletically, I see him as an H-back. I mean, coach, he was playing the Z the majority of the time that he was on the field at Milton. You know, they put him down. They already had a tight end on the field, another tight end. So I'm looking at him being able to be maybe like that ultimate Swiss Army knife, even more so than the guys that we have here right now. I can see him possibly. I can see him playing this year in one of those roles where you move him a lot, you bring him out the backfield a lot, because he does have that kind of dynamic athleticism. That's just the look he has to him, coach. I'm impressed with this kid 100%. Like 4 fires, like 4 balls of fire for this guy.
Right.
I like it.
Hey, you hit on it, man. And when I watch this film, man, listen, like you said, natural pass catcher, able to track the ball, able to get in and out of his breaks. And that's where, when he running his routes, and that's where the Orson Charles comparison come to me. Like when we had Orson, I wasn't worried about Orson not being able to run any of the routes in the route tree. He was going to run them crisp. He was going to route you up, and then he was going to get out and catch the ball. And that's what Ethan reminds me of. And like you said, I see him in some of them end around plays like we used to give to Mr. Bowers. Again, like you said, I'm not calling him Bowers because that's a whole different category. But some of those same plays that we ran for Brock, I can see us running for Ethan, man. And I'm going to tell you, not on the experience level, because we got some guys that's been in the program a couple years, but I think right now he has the most coming in right this minute. He got the most quick twitch in that room.
Coach, let me tell you something, Coach. Hold on, I'm gonna see if you can see this, and you might not be able to read my writing. God doggone it! Can you see right here, Coach?
Yeah, I saw it a little bit when you backed it up. Yeah. Yeah, back it up a little bit. There you go. There you go, right there.
I say quick twitch tight end.
Listen, man, this dude right here, I'm telling you, if you didn't know he played tight end, you would think he, like you say, he played a lot of Z. You just think he was a stocky Z, to be honest with you, because that's how good, agile this kid is, man. And I'm expecting real big things out of Ethan. And I'm gonna be honest with you, in a 247 composite, he was a 4-star. He was the 9th rated tight end in the nation. I don't know much about his off-season schedule. I just have to assume he didn't go to a lot of those camps and things of that nature, because there's no way this dude is the 9th tight end in the country. He definitely easy, in my opinion, top 3 in the country, to be honest with you. Like, I seen a lot of tight ends, when we was recruiting tight ends, but Ethan is for sure, for me, top 3 in the nation, though. I don't know what I'll go into the rankings, but that was the 247 composite number 9 tight end in the nation. So, hey, man,
Coach,
I'm excited about Ethan, though.
I think he got the most juice coming into the spring of these young guys. And when I say young guys, it's not just Elyiss.
Elyiss.
I don't know. I'm just killing your name, brother, and I apologize. But I'm gonna call you E-Dub. So
E-Dub, right?
E-Dub. So I ain't just talking about E-Dub, but I'm talking about Jaden also. Hey, listen, right. Kirby, I don't know what our offense is gonna look like coming into the spring. I'm excited to see what that is. But Kirby, if it's Bobo, it's Bobo. If it's somebody else in conjunction with whatever the case is, you got to get this guy the ball early so you can see what you got, because he can be a dynamic mix, man. It's almost like, man, I don't know. Listen, I'm a big Firehouse sub guy. Okay. Firehouse has this limeade, and they the only restaurant in town with this limeade. But if you don't ever taste the limeade, you won't know how delicious it is.
Gotcha.
I go to Firehouse not just for the sub, but I got to go get that limeade. This guy can be the equivalent of that cold breaker limeade, because he is a big body guy that does and runs moves like a small body guy, smaller body guy. So I'm excited about it, man. The fact that we have, get this, coach. Hold on, time out. Get this, coach. We have a returning senior in depth.
Mm-hmm.
We have a junior in Law Dog Lawson Lucky. That's my boy. Shout out to his pops, Mike. Jaden Rendell, who, like I said last year, I was excited to see him, and we didn't see him none. He caught 2 balls all year, 18 yards.
Right.
We have 2 dynamic young guys coming in, and what I do love about both of them coming in, coach, that tells you that number one, they're not afraid of competition. Number 2, they want to be coached up. They want to be coached up hard, and they want to play in an area and in a program that puts people not only in the league, but it puts you in competition against other guys that are gonna be in the league. So you should be ready by the time your time comes, or when your time comes. These guys could have went anywhere in the country, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them chose to come to UGA. Why? Because just like we are linebacker U, just like we are D-line U, just like we put every position in the secondary in the professional in the NFL, we put in tight ends up there in that NFL. And when they get there, they start and they balling. So these 2 young cats, these 2 young bulls has decided, you know what? I don't care how good the other guy is. I don't care who's in front of us. I'm going to come in and I'm going to go and show what I can do. And that's what I love, man. I love dogs. You know, I think we got 2 of them, coach.
Man, I totally agree with you, man. And, no disrespect to Ben Urasek, but these 2 guys filling in for his, when he left, he leave the program out of eligibility. We immediately upgrade the tight end room right now, immediately, as soon as they stepped on campus, man. So shout out to Coach Todd Hartley, the UGA tight end coach, man, the GOAT, man. That dude keeps them coming one after another, after another, after another. And I'm excited to see these young guys, especially in the spring, man. I know they're going to get, everybody get to play in the spring, man. I'm excited. This will be the first time I'm going to G-Day since 2017. I'm excited to see these guys in person, man, especially these 2 tight ends, man. So y'all get in the comments, man. Let us know which of these tight ends you most excited about and what you think their roles may be this first season coming up in Athens, man. So be sure to tune in on Tuesday, February 25th, which is next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The fellas will be back live, man. Respect the Hedges family be full effect, man. We're going to be talking spring ball, offensive line recruits from 2025, player position battles, all of that, man. So make sure y'all tune in, man. This has been the tight end review for the class of 2025 for UGA, man. That's my guy, JV. I'm Coach I. And as always, man, respect these hedges and go Dogs.
Yeah.